Alright, so today is my last training hike to the top of Diablo, and so I'm curious to see how this video goes. But today is a bit blustery. It rained a bit this morning, and you can see the clouds above. We'll just see how wet we get today, but I'm excited to get to the top again. I've been getting to the top for the last 3 months with increasing pack weights up to about 40 pounds last week in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll just have another adventure today going into the park. That's where we're going. It's pretty windy today, and it looks like it's pretty foggy up at the top, but we'll see. So I think many of you have wondered, some have been asking what I've been doing to prepare for this hike. So back in December, I started hiking, or not hiking, walking on a daily basis. Started at about 10 to 12 miles, and every month or so, I added about 10 pounds or so, and increased the walks. And I've been doing it every day, and going to the top of Diablo every weekend. And the walks have been between 3 hours and 5.5 hours. And the 3 hours were just like a 9 or 10 mile hike. Not a hike, a walk. And then the 5.5 hours were going up to the top of Diablo and back down. And those, the Diablo hike is about 13 miles, and it also includes the Falls Trail, and I'll show you video of that later on this hike. So it's not just to the top of Diablo and down, but that's about a 13-mile hike, that Diablo loop. And the longest time, like I say, is about 5.5 hours, and that's with about 40 pounds of weight, which is more than I anticipate, except for a few days when I have, long water carries on the PCT. So that's been my training regimen for about 3.5 months. And I think barring maybe 4 days where I didn't hike, I've been doing it every day. Feeling stronger, and crossing fingers that preparation and the logistics preparation is going to be enough to carry me through the PCT. Alright, this is on Back Creek, coming up to Murchio Gap, the Meridian Ridge Road. It's about maybe a third the way up to the top. So this is Murchio Gap. That's where I came up. Pretty windy, but from Murchio Gap to get to the top, you can't even see the top, but we're gonna climb up this Bald Ridge trail into the mist. We're at 2,960 feet right here. So that road up there goes to North Peak, and this trail here to the left goes up to the peak, and this road here goes down into the Livermore Valley and Marsh Creek, and ultimately Livermore Valley. We're going to keep on going up. top. Not much of a view today, but this is Mount Diablo on a misty day. And that beacon, there's a beacon in there. They light once a year to commemorate, I think it's December 7th, D-Day, and they do it overnight. So a lot of people have asked me why I'm doing this. And I don't know, it's something that I've wanted to do for, I don't know, a long time. Growing up, our family did a lot of car camping stuff. Go to Death Valley and hike around. Remember we went to Twin Lakes when my brother Sean and I were really young. That was a overnight, maybe a 2-night backpack trip with my mom and dad in the late 60s or early 70s. And I think one of my pinnacle backpack trips growing up was what started out as a 50-miler with 8 other guys, kids, high school kids, and my dad led that hike. And if I think there were 8 of us. See if I can remember names. So it's me, David Pimentel, Steve McMaster, Dave McMaster, Jay Nelson, Tom Suggs, Mark McComber, and Shane Jorgensen. Like, that's 8. It ended up being, and it was on Hetch Hetchy. It ended up not being a full 50 miles because I think Mark McComber got hurt and we had to limp back for him. But that was an adventure that kind of crystallized my interest in backpacking. And over the years, I've done the John Muir Trail, I've done the High Sierra Trail, but I've never done a real through hike. And by that I mean a hike where you have really multiple resupplies along the way. But it's something that I've wanted to do and for a long time. And it just worked out this year. Was perfect timing. Last year it was my first year of retirement, and this year I'm between commitments and I got time on my hands. So that's what prompted me to do the hike. And I don't know if I'm going to I know I'm not going to do daily video blogs or anything else like that, but one of my goals is to do, I don't know, maybe weekly or periodic videos and upload to YouTube somebody that wants to can kind of see what's going on with me. The plan is to take about 5 months to complete it. I'm starting April 8th, so a week and 2 days from today will be the start at Campo, California, right on the Mexican border. So, crossing fingers, hopefully I've done enough logistical planning and physical preparation to make this happen. And it's something I'm really looking forward to, and I hope that you folks kind of enjoy my journey along the way as well. So for the first time today, the sun has come out, and we're looking at a pretty nice day now. So I'm on the middle trail that links up with the Falls Trail, and it's a pretty nice underutilized trail, kind of a connector trail. And one of the things that makes it so nice are the falls. And because it gets so little use, you really do kind of feel like you're on your own. So I'm going to pan around and kind of show you what the scenery looks like. And what you'll start to see coming into view there is Mount Olympia. And that's one of the peaks that you can climb up to get to Mount Diablo, top of Mount Diablo. But it's just a nice little trail, connector trail, that isn't used very often. So that's about a 5.5 hour walk, and those are some of the highlights of the Mount Diablo Peak and Falls hike. It's pretty fun, and like I said earlier, this will be my last training hike before I leave. See you later.